I don't think we are live yet, but we will be soon. I think that we're live now.
Yeah. So let's start, Javier. So
let's have a drink first. So we are in synchrony
good.
with the video.
Okay, so how do we start this? Basically, everything started this morning. We were having a small no. You were doing some setup. Basically, we were setting up a role. And you told me like, hey, look, this control is really interesting. Let's check how it works. And let's see how we can get it, like take it out of stuff. So
And the interesting part that I want to just intersect for a second is that I had someone, Safer, reach out to me this week and we did something similar. And he did it. It wasn't me. He did it with a control from Ratsen that it has that tags feeling that you can add tags on that control and it does that. The same look and feel, but he did a lot of extra work to get that achieved. And right now we're gonna show that it's out of the box. It was already there. We just have to know where to look and how to use it.
And actually, I will say something at the moment, like you will see that like when we finish, but the whole solution will be like less than 10 lines. I think like if you write like really like saving the spaces, it can be like in 4. So let's see how little code you need instead of
I think that at one point we're gonna get to
what
a moment. Let's say that it's gonna get to. I would say let's gonna get to a point, but I was repeating the same word that we can have like a repository to share all those property editors. Let's say the image zoom property editor. Let's say this one, the token property editor. Let's say a checkbox property editor. Any property editor you want. So that way we can reuse what everyone else in the community already have and what else in the community already tested in their own projects. By the way, let's not get too distracted and let's go exactly to the point. There is one property editor that is already there, that is developed by DevExpress, and we're just going to reuse it. That's it.
Yeah, no, and the other point that we want to show here is that sometimes it really pays off. Well, no. Let me change that. All the time, really pays off to take a look to the source code.
Okay, let's do something. Let's go the other way around. We are talking. Let's show it, and then we can discuss it.
Yeah.
That is a better way. At least, in my opinion, I always like to have a visual, and then.
Okay, so
okay, let me share my screen quickly.
Yeah, first so you start because let's do
the how do we get here?
Yeah.
So I have here the main demo from Blazor, the one that DevExpress provides. It's really nice, so we can see everything that they have been including on the framework. So let's just run it and go from there. I like this night session with a drink, really informal. I always say on the community, this is a no dress code required, no agenda, but we always have an agenda and we always. But I enjoy this night session. Okay, let's get in. Okay, now let's go to roles and let's open users and let's actually I open a user. Let's open type permissions and let's select one, anyone. Then we go to member permissions and right here we have all the members, and then as soon as we start selecting, you see that it's creating these tags, let's say. And we actually had an error and we see that they were using the DX tag box, I think that is called, control under the hood. So I think that is really pleasing to the eye, it's nice. So when I saw that, and because I actually had that conversation with the Safer this week that he did something similar using another control for Ratsen or something like that, and it was a lot of boilerplate code, I will say, that you will see here that is done for us already. So I was telling Jose, hey Jose, let's take a look at the code. I think because one of the things that we would recommend, especially for people starting, is get involved with the community and read the source code. SAF provide the complete source code so you can actually take a look. And then let's do it here. Let's see if we're going to try to find out what property editor and how they did this, how we will do it. So we know that it's the member permission, right? So we say, okay, let's
But
find that
Javier,
class.
let me stop you
Yeah.
a little bit. There is one thing that when you told me about the control, like I was thinking, like, how? Because if you really think about it, this is the only implementation in all SAF that use that control. Have you seen that
No,
property
I
editor
haven't.
before in any other place?
I haven't, and I actually, even if in the Windows Phone version that we're gonna show later on, I haven't seen it. There is no place in SAF that they are using the lookups like that.
Yeah, that's why when you told me, I was thinking like, well, maybe this is Blazor, maybe this is just this case. How did they do it? Because as I recall, I have never seen something like this in Windows or web. I mean, web forms. So let's first, Javier.
Let me do the
Yeah.
let's say the thought process. Okay, we're gonna try to find out how they did this. The first thing that we need to know is that they are using the member operation permission. So what I will do, and I use the model a little more, and I think that this model is not working. So maybe we should. This is not a project. Let me see if I have one project here that we are using with SAF. Okay, let's use this one. No, it's not in that place because I moved it. Let me open one project with SAF Blazor so we can see exactly how I will approach this. Okay, it's coming. It will be just a second. Okay, and actually this is a project. Let's run it for just a second. I saw that there was a question on the Facebook group, and of course it's gonna give an error.
If your live is going to give an error.
It was 21.3. So let's just run the project converter for just a second. And let's do 20.1.8, I think that I have, or 0.7, something like that. Come on. Let's build it. Nothing.
Output. I don't trust that window.
Yeah, I don't trust the project converter sometimes.
No, I mean, go to the output, like to the other tab. Yeah, but error.
Unable to find the project information, security extension. I have to reload this project. Let's compile now. And maybe this one didn't go.
Yeah, I think that didn't convert.
Go to the project converter.
No, maybe it did because it goes to the file system. No.
Okay, let me see. If you open the model, that's it.
Yeah.
I was going to show because there was a question on the Facebook group about doing custom logon parameters. So it's not username and password only. You can put other properties, and I was going to show it if it's giving an error.
Well, we should save that to another Twitch.
Exactly. We can review it. So right here, we can do like something like navigation. Let's do it the more, and let's go to roles, and let's go to the role list view. Let's go to the detail view. Let's do the whole process. I know exactly where we're going. Let's go to navigation permissions, permission policy, type permissions. We're gonna go to type permission, then we go to the detail view of type permissions, and we're going to do the same. We're gonna find the member permission. It's the one that we want to see. Okay, we got it here, and let's find the detail view of the member permission. So here, you can see that the members property has a different property editor. You can see it here. Check it, look up string property editor. So right now we already know what the property editor is. So we can look at the code of that property editor later, but that's the first part. I know what property editor they're using. Now, with that one, I know also that this object is the permission policy member permission object. And if I go to that model, I even know that it's coming from the DevExpress persistent-based implementation. So I have everything I need. So for now, I'm gonna go to my file explorer. I'm gonna go to, because we always have recommended is read the source code that they provide, and I'm gonna show you why. I go to the Express 20.2. Let's go to components, source, and let's find that the Express persistent. Come on. The Express persistent, the Express persistent base implementation, and let's go to permission policy. So we are just following this exactly. The Express persistent base implementation permission policy and define the object. And right here, permission policy member object. So if we open that, we see that that is, property is implementing an interface, and that interface is the one in charge to return a dictionary that will work as the data source. And I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself. I think that Jose have to show the property editor working without the interface, so we know that there is no data source, and then when
I
we add the
mean,
interface,
what we should do, Javier, is like do whatever is the most, I mean, the straight way that will be like when you know the name, the next thing that I will do is just put that in top of a property to see what happened. Because so far we know that that's,
exactly.
you only need the name.
Okay,
And that's
let's
it.
do
So
something. I'm gonna stop my sharing. You share your screen, so I know
okay,
that you already have that in place.
yeah. So
Let me see this. I lost my okay, right here. I lost my Zoom.
yeah, it always happens like that.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, let's see. Now I lose mine, and let's see, share screen, and we're going to share this one, and share, and good.
I think that we have like two people on the Twitch, so if they are there, feel free to say hi or anything. We are just having a drink and enjoying a nice session of just.
Okay, so uh, here, I mean, first let's see the implementation, because it's the first thing that you will do when you know the name, because you know it's only the name, right? So
Yeah.
basically you go to any persistent class, and what you do is like, we know that it's a property editor for a string. So you put a string property, and then you put this model default, the name of the property that you want to set on the property default, and the value, which is basically the full name of the class, but we need to show this. So for this, I have opened the Blazor project for XAF, where the editors and the Blazor module lives, and also the Blazor application. So this is here. So Javier gave me the name, right? So with that, I came to the project, and here what I did is like I located the class. Is this one. So the full name in the end is.
Yeah, but just say that you went to the DevExpress Express Blazor project.
Yes, I mean,
And you opened that one completely.
yeah. So basically, we know the full name, and I came here to check one thing. That type of property editor looked like you have some special type of data source, and I was thinking like, how did they do it? Because so far we know that you only need the name, and there is no extra parameter. So then you went and checked that source, right, of the member permission, right? So now we have the name. So let's do what anyone will do. Is I just put
model default.
yeah, so I just put the attribute. So
that I want to say that attribute is the same that going to the model and actually selecting that property editor on the combo box. Right here, we are just telling, hey, use this property editor for this property.
Exactly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it, and I'm going to run it without the interface, because we should show it how it will look when you just set it up without any other implementation. So let's see. Okay, the property editor should be working so far. So let's go to one of the record. Well, let's get a new record. So here we have only one property, tags, which is the property where we implemented here, the property editor. So if you see, it's not the string editor anymore. You can write, but you cannot. I mean, when you present it, it disappears. So
yeah. So it did change the property editor, but I still don't have
yeah,
any
we need the data source somehow. So in the end, after you check the class of member permission, basically we knew that they implemented this interface. Let's go to definition. So if you see this, you require an event handler, and also you require to have a method that will receive the member name and then will return a dictionary of object and string. So I implemented this, and here we have the method. So let's delete lines to count. So I can save this one. And yeah, I can save this, but this is not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if you count this, 7. And if you count this, 8. So less than 10. I don't know how many lines the other person did, but we have 8. So what happened here is like we have this method, and we created a dictionary here, and then we added 3 values. Basically, 1, 2, 3. These are the values that are going to be saved in the database, the key, and this will be somehow the display member. What in a combo box is a display member. So let's run this.
And I want to say that that dictionary that we're filling there, it can be dynamic. It can come from a web service. It can come from anything. So we can
Yeah.
do that one as much as we can. Actually, in the member permission, they are using like the type info and getting all the members of that class, for example.
Or you can use property injection and inject a service.
You can do crazy things, but the point
No, no,
is like,
for other Twitch, let's do property injections and like different levels, and let's inject here something dynamic. I mean, you have
yeah,
to take
no,
another that.
absolutely. But my point was like, it's not a hard code set of values like we're doing right now. You can actually
Yeah, I mean,
put
yeah,
any logic there and fill that dictionary as you need.
yeah, we did it like in the most simple way to show the
To show the
principle.
concept.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So here, see, we have one, primero, segundo, dos, because we did the first demo in Spanish, and tercero. And if I save this, what is going to be saved is not the names, is the keys. So let's save and see. Oh no, it saved the names.
It did it right. It says primero, segundo, and tercero.
Yeah, I thought it was going to save the keys.
No.
I think that's for the order. That's why I need. They need the key or something like that. So yeah, let's do it. Primero. Yeah, let's come here. Yeah, it saves the.
Create a new one. And now do third, second, first. Nice.
Yeah. So
it will save as a string.
no, but let's do something. Let's go and check it in the database. I want to. We never check.
Go for it.
Well, but it's a string.
It's gonna be saved like that exactly.
Let's see.
I have a post on my blog doing this exact same thing, but in XAF web forms, and it does save it in the database as a strings array, like that exactly.
Okay, let's see.
String, comma, second string, comma.
So, what is the name of the database that we're using?
XAF Blazor HPO profiling.
Maybe. Let's see. No, I think. Yeah, because I think I changed it. So let's see. Settings. So is
XPO Blazor XPO profiling.
Yeah. So.
Right there.
This one. So here. So let's see. Domain one. No, let's see. Oh, see, we have.
Yeah, it's saving the keys.
It's saving the keys. It's saving the keys, but it's displaying even in the.
How about that? I thought I was saving the.
Yeah, but it should save the keys.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense completely now, but it's not what it does on the subweb forms token property editor that I.
Yeah, maybe it's not the same, but I think like here is the keys. Otherwise, why you have the key? Then you have just a list of strings.
But let's do something right now because we show that this is the behavior in Blazor, but in WinForms and web forms, it's not the same behavior. In WinForms, it shows a lookup with a checkbox right beside, so you can select different member permissions. So
Oh yeah, let's show that. I have one solution here for that. So it should be this one. Okay, so this is a SAF application, web forms and Windows forms. We basically doesn't. We just run the wizard and that's it. So let's run the Windows forms first, and let's go and check that property editor in Windows, how it looks like.
I have to say, those little things does really make me happy, because I do think that that's a really nice implementation. And I think that we can use it in, there are a lot of scenarios that I can use that specific property editor that I don't have to do it. It's there for me already. I just went to the source code, check it, see it, working fine, working nice, good to go.
Okay, so here we have, I navigated to the level where we're supposed to be. So this is
Remember?
the member. So let's expand it. Or maybe
You have to select a type.
a type, yeah.
So select one that is already there. Don't click new. Yes, that should work as well.
Let's see. Here we go. So here we have the members, right? So basically, yeah, but
one, three, four.
But basically, this is what I was thinking. It was something special for Blazor, because I never thought that this will translate to that control, because it's not the same.
Yeah, but if you see the whole approach is making the application to behave as the platform.
Yeah, it's platform specific.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
like the security system now in SaaS Blazor is
a service.
Initialized as a service. Right now is.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
I mean, what I like about that is that we talked about this before. Is that they just didn't copy the same idea. They start thinking like, this platform should do it like this. This is the approach that is detailed for this platform. So let's do it like that. So it's not like I'm copying whatever I have. So they're making at the moment. I think that Blazor will be the most modern application of SAF with the look and feel.
It will be, no, it is.
It is. Well, it is already. Yeah. So
SAF Blazor is a beauty.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
have anything else to say about that. We are getting there. We are still missing a few things, but
no,
what I have right now, I still can do a few applications without noise.
Well, like right now, we should say something that Dennis don't like that much. We should say like we're doing a production system in Blazor already. Yeah, and like in all the posts, like not recommended, but if you know it enough, you can
exactly.
do it.
And if you have to do some workarounds, so be it. But it definitely.
I mean, it will pay off.
And it's a beautiful app.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's go to roles.
And actually, we are going to be publishing the next meetup shortly. And I encourage everyone who has a really nice, beautiful UI in SAF, please share your screenshot, share your, you don't have to share your code or anything, but let's prove that we can do beautiful things with SAF. I already have a few screenshots of my own, and I'm pretty sure Dave, Manuel will be bringing their own, and there are more SAFs out there, but definitely. And you see, right here, it's really similar.
Yeah, this is basically a copy of the Windows Forms version.
But it makes sense because web forms.
Windows Forms, they're supposed to be like equivalent.
As close as possible to
yeah. So here the implementation is exactly the same. Again, this is why I didn't.
The same
exactly.
Like,
yeah, because I thought it was something special just for Blazor. But anyway.
Can you go back, Jose, to the code of the DevExpress XAF Blazor Net Standard?
Yeah, the super long project. This one.
Check that. If you see, can I click? I cannot click.
No, yeah.
Okay. If you have that property here, if you see right behind, below, right below.
Which line?
DX tax box adapted. DX tax box.
Oh yeah.
So we already know, like,
the type of control.
The type of control that is going to be displayed.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a really elegant solution. So
yeah, and the thing is that you don't have to implement it. It's there for you to see it, to see how beautiful it is. But I mean, you don't, because the other person include a control that was third party. I mean, it's good because he went all the way. I mean, I want to include a control. I will do it at any cost. You should do it, but I will do the same exactly because I didn't even knew that that control was there. So sometimes it's paid off to go and check
Absolutely.
because like this is tested, implemented, you
Unit
name it.
tested,
Yeah,
unit tested, everything.
you name
There
it.
is
So
nothing that is going to pay you more than going through all the support tickets and really
yeah,
get the most of it and reading the source code.
because like let's say like you already paying the license, you already pay for this code, just use it and
Exactly.
save yourself time because it will save you a lot of time. I don't know
And not
how
only
long
that,
it took the
and
other
not only
control.
that, I always say, and I like that phrase, the best phrase is an extension of your company. So let them do some work for you. If they already did some property editors, if they already did some security system, if they already did some really
Yeah,
nice
like
features, use it.
the thing is that
But you need to know where to look. You need to know, and this is a good practice. Okay, I see that this is working and this is nice. How do they do it? Let's go to the source code. Let's find out how they do it. Let's implement it in our own class. Let's play with it.
or just ask in general. I mean,
Exactly.
the thing is that if you ask the right questions, they will point you like go and check this file and we did like this like that and so on, but you need really to put a good question together, like I see that you did this like in this way, I want to know how I can do it myself, I want to see the implementation, and they will always answer something really good and useful. They will even point you to the file that you need to go. So
Sometimes they even implement the sample project
yeah,
for
for
you
you,
and say, hey,
well,
here.
when it's too good idea, they say like, yeah, let's implement it together somehow.
Yeah.
So
Okay, guys. So I think that we will be doing this type of Twitch really informal, really no dress code required, drink encouraged, and at least a couple times a week, 1 or 2 times a week, we will be here. You guys are welcome to join and ask
I know
questions.
it will be
So
good if someone suggests other ideas. Like we can
exactly.
do other Twitch like about something that the
And we can
community
do
is.
interacting Twitch. We can have somebody else here in the Twitch with us, and we have a conversation. We have to do something together. And not only that, there are two main things that it come back to us all the time. People are starting with SAF, people that have been using SAF and then get frustrated or something. And those two things are performance and UI customization. We're gonna show, and we actually did a video today about the XPO profiler. We're gonna show that if you really know what you're doing, if you take advantage of the community, if you take advantage of the support center, if you take advantage of reading the source code, you can have really performance apps with SAF, and you can even fine tune all the queries in there. And we're gonna show you can have really beautiful apps with SAF. You can customize. At the end, SAF apps are WinForms, web forms, and Blazor apps. So little by little, with all these tweets, with all this video, with all the articles, with the meetups, with the community, with everything, we're gonna definitely make sure that you know SAF is the way to go if you're developing line of business application. I'm partial, I'm biased, but I definitely really believe that with all my heart.
Yeah, and well, I guess like this show that again this is a basic .NET application. As Manuel said, you can change whatever you want. You just need to go and find it, and it's there already. You have a copy of the source code. Why not? So I guess here we're done with this. It's like yeah, we're done. We finished the subject, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, this was a topic to test some Twitch.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make sure that because we're live streaming too, we're doing our meetups and it's live streaming on Twitch, it's live streaming on YouTube. So we were testing this. We have a nice day today in the office. We test this
A
property.
lot of experiments today.
And one thing that I always say, Jose, we should show the community that reading the source code it really pays. It really gives you a lot of.
Well, one day, this again is a topic for another episode. Uh, Remember that conversation where we were talking like, I told you like, this is how you do, how you learn how to make a module. You go and check the reports module.
Yeah.
That's the perfect implementation example of making a multi-platform module, actually. I guess one day we'll do something like that. I mean, you can have more uh, rich approach, like something that apostolic will do. But that's not for beginners, at least at the moment. I mean, you can do it in so many ways, and you can have advantage of whatever the framework offers at the moment. Like for example, Apostle is doing the low dependencies modules, right? That
Yeah.
is a really nice idea. but it requires a high understanding of the framework and not soft. I mean net framework. So well, but that is another episode again. So I guess we're done for today.
Absolutely. And just to finish, Jose was talking about apostolic. Go and check his fan framework. If you want to read source code, he has at least, let's forget about the modules for a second. Let's forget about his crazy amount of click work. Check the extension project. He has a lot of nice extension projects that you can definitely say, okay, I want the controller manager. You can 2 lines. I want to have access to the frame on this view on this. He has a lot of crazy extension methods that I definitely will guarantee that you will find one that it will be useful to you. So kudos to Apostle. He has done a great job. He's a great suffer. So besides that, we will be doing this more often. And we are just starting testing. We are still not too familiar with
With the platform.
OBS, Stream Hub, Stream. Yeah, there are too many Stream things
Yes.
nowadays. What we like is SAF, is XPO, is sharing of knowledge, is collaborating with the community, is having feelings, is nothing formal, is like let's learn and have fun together.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, see you next time.
Bye.